Alright, so today we're fishing a small creek up in North Georgia. Pretty quick and easy drive from my house. I don't live too far away. Some of y'all will definitely recognize some of the spots. Just a bunch of stalkers. Fun to do though, fun to catch. So far I've got probably a dozen of them. Just fishing a short little stretch and just single nymphing, nothing too fancy. But it's nice to know how to fish a nymphing setup in small water. A lot of people get kind of deterred away from it because it's a 10-foot rod at small water, but in reality it's actually a little easier to do once you get used to it, because that 10-foot rod loads up very well. It's easy to get into spots, especially some of the more narrow spots. This one's a little bit more open, but some of this creek can get very tight, and there's a couple shots that you'll see in another spot where I'm down on my knee just doing really short flip casts into a spot and pulling some fish out. So it's nice to have that advantage, because a lot of people will pass up spots because of that. But yeah, let's see what we can do and catch some more fish. Nice little pool up here. Caught a bunch of them in the run below. Just working up, still single nymphing, seeing a decent number of fish in this pool. See if I can get a couple of them to eat. They've been relatively quick with the hits, just like that one. I don't know if you were able to see the sider jump, but they're not holding on to it very long, so I'm not waiting to feel it. I'm more watching my sider to tick, and that's how I'm picking up most of these fish. I probably caught a dozen in the spot below, and probably about the same below that. And it's mostly from watching the sider jump. A lot of people, when they're nymphing, especially beginners, they go off the feel of it, and sometimes if you're going off the feel, you can miss a lot of fish, especially if you're fishing heavy flies, because sometimes it'll be ticking across the bottom and a fish will eat it and you won't feel it, and the sider will stop and you never knew a fish was on there. So a lot of times I typically like to fish a little lighter rig. If they're eating real fast, I'll actually leave some slack in it so it's got a little bow in the sider, and that way, so when they hit it, they're more likely to hold on to it a hair longer, and I just get a better hookup on them. and it's easier for me to tell, because when they're eating fast, I can't tell sometimes off of the feel. I have to go by the sire. See if we can get another one right here. There's another fish. Nice chunky one. Picked up that little nymph just down probably 2 or 3 inches off the bottom. They're kind of sitting down low now. Again though, just a super soft take. He didn't really give me a whole lot to work with, but the fish in this hole have definitely been pressured a little bit more than other spots. It's a pretty popular hole. They always put some fish in here, and there's a decent number of holdovers. So sometimes you come across fish like this and they're not going to hammer it. They're just going to barely take it, and they're going to be very cautious when they eat. So sometimes you'll have them come up, bump the side of a fly, and then eat it. And sometimes they'll bump it and it spook them. So you'll go to set the hook occasionally and you'll hook one in the side, and that's completely normal. Just with the spooky fish, sometimes they act a little weird. That fish hammered it. That's the hardest eat from one I've had all day. Just a little guy. He lit that thing up. Feisty fish. Got some great color on it. Send it back. That'll probably be my last one of the day before it gets dark on us. Shout out to my buddy Tony on the camera for coming up here and filming and fishing with me for the afternoon. Caught a good bit of fish. I mean, short time. We got out here 3:30 in the afternoon, so we really haven't been out here too long today, and caught quite a few fish. I mean, mostly just single nymphing. I caught a couple on a dry dropper rig before we started filming, but all in all, good day. Tony's been smacking some fish around, throwing a big old egg. Most of mine have just been on a squirmy worm or an egg or the dry dropper with a little nymph, so it's been good, and hope y'all enjoy it. We'll see you later.